Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, thanks for stopping by. I thought today I would do a very quick flip of my Hobonichi weeks for the month of September. I try to do monthly flips of my weeks and my A5 Hon. So I'm going to get this one up hopefully this week and maybe next week do my Hon. It's just, yeah, life is busy at the moment. So I just kind of get my filming in where I have time to. I'm still loving this cover, but I'm also looking forward to moving into my new weeks for 2025. We don't have much time left, or much time before we can all move into our new planners, so I'm excited about that. I'm still rocking this thing without a leather cover. I just like the clear cover because I like being able to see the artwork here. So if you are new here, I guess I have a 2-planner planning system. So I have my personal rings, which acts as like my in the moment planning, my future planning. It's my placeholder for dates. I have a section in here. It also has like some home organization stuff and things I need to know. But in here, I write things as they're happening in real time. So if if there's a practice for my kids' sports, if there's an appointment, all of that, it gets written in here as it just comes up and thrown in here, and it becomes like a placeholder for dates. Whereas my weeks is a place where I do like my neat and pretty planning per se. Sometimes my brain is like, no ma'am, So this is a lot, especially within that week. But I also like to plan workouts and, to-dos. And there's not really a space for to-dos in these weekly inserts because of the way I scribble in it. So this is just where I'm writing scheduled things that I'm going to need to reference. So that's kind of what I use this for. So this is kind of like messy planning. And this is like, I want it nice and neat and pretty. So nothing has really changed. Here I still have the same stuff that I've had all year. My little sad little attempt at collage journaling is not doing so hot. That was my word of the year. I don't use let me set this down and stop holding it, but I do not use the year at a glance pages for anything. I don't really have a purpose for them. They're just there, basically. This tracker, this is like a tracker for me. And it's so messy, y'all. But my goal was I want to like complete this. And so this is my 3rd Hobonichi weeks, and I've never like successfully completed this entire spread. The first half of the year, I was using these dot markers, the fawn or the brown, and the silver one from the Clean Color dots. So I was using them to indicate when I finished a book, when I worked out, and if I had a headache or migraine. Because that is like my one health ailment that can be debilitating from time to time. But then I was like, I kind of want to switch out the covers for the last part of the year. So I used these I bought these when I was in grad school. They're just like, they're called Free Color Spot. I bought them on Amazon. They were cheap. And, I wanted to use them. So this is where, again, I note headaches, migraines. If I circle the M, I don't do that consistently and all the time, but if I circle the M, it means I actually took like a prescription migraine medication. I just like this for data purposes. As far as my monthly goes, I think I filmed this, and once like I set up my monthly, I don't typically add stuff to it at all, aside from like going in and putting in my sleep and my headache and tracking like my sleep. So I kind of see like how I'm doing throughout the month. And then I also track on a monthly basis my headaches and migraines. And I like to do it this way because I often wonder if me not sleeping or not getting enough sleep correlates with my migraines. But also I've noticed that if I have a really bad headache or migraine, I tend to sleep more because I'm trying to sleep it off. But so I have a love-hate relationship with monthlies. Let's just say that. So I'll fill this in, but I don't always reference this. I thought for September I would try I did like a fall theme, and then I also did like a color coding system, but I did not do that for October. So I filmed that plan with the October like monthly planning, and I'll try to, if I can remember, I'll link it up there. So yeah, that's how this monthly spread came to be. And then, when I use these little Post-it tabs, you can buy them anywhere, Walmart, anywhere. And that's what I use to mark my pages. I film Plan With Me's every week. So if you've watched my Plan With Me's, you know what these pages look like, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to flip through them quickly and I'll talk about my structure. So September 1st was on a Sunday. So my structure is I will take a ruler and a pencil and I draw a line down the center. I use the left-hand side to write like appointments, events, things that have to do that are scheduled or things that I need to remember. And then on this side is usually like to-dos, and it's typically things that relate to like chores around the house or just things I hopefully need to remember that are day specific. I usually draw on these boxes here, and this is where I like to plan out my workouts. I don't always follow the plan of my workouts, but I have learned, I've been consistently going to the gym now for almost 2 years, and I have learned having a plan and reminding myself of that plan constantly is what helps me stay consistent, because I've developed like, you know, I'm not always motivated, but I have the discipline to go. I usually kind of break this up. I'll do a tracker. So these are habits or things that I want to make sure I'm trying to do at least close to a daily basis, or, you know, sometimes like a weekly basis. And then I'll have like a task list, and then I'll throw some deco and stuff down. So I'll just flip through them really quickly. I told y'all this is going to be a very quick video. And I try to like mix up my decor. Sometimes I want more color. Sometimes I'll use fountain pens or like blue ink. And then this was kind of going into the last week. And then this is the current week we're on, and we've had some schedule changes already. So I did not use any notes pages in September, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't use them in here. I used plenty of notes pages in other places, just not in my weeks. So I'm definitely going to have plenty of notes pages when the year ends. I also have my collections back here. So what I did was, as soon as I started using this, I just went straight in and started writing stuff, and I didn't set up collections. So what I did was I worked from like the back of the book forward to keep my collections. So my wish list, I have like this wish list. It's not working for me. I have a to watch list. I haven't watched any of these. I think these are all the same things. Usually these are things like my coworkers recommend. I watched a lot of stuff, primarily with my husband, like on weekends, because when we had breaks on the weekends, man, we would crash out at home. So we watched Midnight Mass, y'all. I think I talked about it in last month's video. That show's weird and wild. And yeah, it was crazy. So I was like, I was like, what are we watching? Like, he saw a post about it on Reddit, I think, and he wanted to watch it. And I was like, what is this? But I was into it. It was interesting. Excuse me. I also watched The Program on Netflix. It was I like documentaries. So The Program is on Netflix, and it is about the troubled teen industry. And it's these parents are paying these schools thousands of dollars to send their kids there. They're essentially quote unquote boarding schools, but they're not regulated. And so it was bringing light to the fact that so much abuse occurred in those places, and that there needs to be some type of regulation. They need to be shut down. It was very interesting and problematic. And I'm somebody who works in schools, and I was a school social worker for many years, and then I have shifted into school-based therapy. And I had to watch it in small doses, because it was the kids who experienced those schools in the early 2000s sharing their traumas. So I'm glad that the information is out there, and I really hope for some advocacy around that. I also watched Into the Fire. I'm like, I don't even remember. What was that? I don't know. Into the Fire. I'm going to have to think about that, because I don't remember what that was about. See, it happens sometimes. My husband and I, we watched Escaping Twin Flames. Y'all, that documentary, I think my boss was telling me about that at one time, and she was like, girl, you need to watch that. And wow, it's like a cult, man. I don't know. It was weird. That was crazy. And then we started watching Mr. McMahon. So I grew up a wrestling fan. My husband grew up a wrestling fan. We still, because we have Peacock, they do WrestleMania and stuff. We still watch wrestling. But yeah, so we're watching that because McMahon, we were talking last night, and we were like, if you want to know what a true narcissist is, booyaka booyaka. So we are watching that documentary. I didn't watch any movies. And then I did not record my weight at all. So yeah. this is the same, my little swatch page. I reference this quite a bit so I can see like what colors look like in this particular notebook. And I think that's it. That's all I got. I use these back pages to scribble and test out colors if I feel like I want to do it. But yeah, so that is my weeks. Like I said, it's pretty simple and straightforward. I really like the weeks. To me, it's a really good size planner for me, just planning like events and scheduled things, tasks around the house, and my workout. So it's, I've been consistent in this, y'all, surprisingly, all freaking year. So I'm super proud. But anyway, we're going into the last quarter of 2024. So that's cool. So I'm going to finish this book out strong. That is my plan. But yeah, so anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment those down below. I'll do my best to answer them. I do try to be as detailed as possible. So that way, I'm not just sharing like what my planner looks like, but how I use it and the reason why I use it. So yeah, anyway, thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye, friends.